We just saw The Invisible Man, and the movie's, it's a movie. And poof, I'm back now. So yeah, this is it's a Blumhouse movie. It stars the chick from Mad Men and A Handmaid's Tale, which I think she's a great actress. I have no problem with her. You like her as well, don't you?
Love her as an actress. Love Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this last season of Handmaid's Tale was a little slow, but that has nothing to do with this movie.
No, well, speaking of slow and meandering, this film feels like the never-ending movie. There's 4 times throughout this film where I thought, okay, that's the ending. It's the ending, it's the climax. And no, it's just another ending, and then another ending. There's one point in this film where I thought they could have done something really ballsy. Kind of that dark, seedy ending that's a little bit depressing and it ends on a down note. And I was like, yes, yes, give me that movie. But no, it goes to the typical formula. So yeah, I was a little disappointed in that. But let's talk about the concept. You have a angry ex-boyfriend who's stalking his ex-girlfriend, and he's a control freak. He's a sociopath. And this isn't new. There's a whole genre dedicated to this. There was a movie back in the 90s starring Julia Roberts who escaped her very controlling husband. And then, what was the Jennifer Lopez movie that came out like 15 years ago? She escapes and then she starts learning how to box. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the title.
I can't think of it. But except the twist on that genre is now the crazy ex-boyfriend can turn invisible because, well, he's the optics master and he understands technology. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I will just leave it at that. It's an interesting concept. That music's really loud. Let's run over here.
The one where she's a teacher?
No edits. No edits. No, you're thinking of the Jennifer Lopez movie where she's a teacher and she seduces the
young
18-year-old boy. Oh god. Yeah, it's just a slew of bad Jennifer Lopez movies. What was I gonna say about this movie? Oh yes, so this isn't our first Invisible Man movie. Like 20 years ago, we had a movie starring Kevin Bacon called Hollow Man. And I really enjoyed that movie because it gave you the perspective of the person that's invisible and what develops. You get these godlike powers and sensibilities, and it's kind of like one of those movies that makes you question, what would you do if you had the superpower of being invisible? But this film isn't from that perspective. It's from the perspective of the battered, abused girlfriend. What did you think about the movie overall, Amber?
It was good. It was no Sonic the Hedgehog, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you that right now.
Alright, it wasn't that. You're not getting that reaction today.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this wasn't as bad as I was actually expecting it to be. I thought it was gonna be really disposable.
Well, she's such a good actress. She adds so much to it, like...
Yeah. If she wasn't the lead actress, yeah. I don't think the emotion would have been there. Mm-hmm. Because the overall story at times, the first half of this movie is actually sort of boring. It feels like it never wants to start going. It's not that intriguing, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of a boring movie when you can have such a crazy, plot, or not a plot, but when you have an invisible person in a movie, anything can happen. And I thought some of the things they did the first half of this movie, I've seen that in other movies that have invisible people, a lot of the cliches from like other horror films. But during the second half of this film, there's sort of a twist moment, and I was like, yes, okay, finally the movie started to become interesting. Oh, it scared me. After you see a movie about an invisible guy who stalks people, every noise you think is an invisible person around you. So anyway, yeah, I like some aspects in this film. I am going to do a full-fledged movie review over on the Flick Pick channel. But I liked when she was really paranoid and she put like the coffee grounds on the floor and hid in the corner, and everyone just thinks she's crazy. A lot of things in this film, there's a lot of plot holes. A lot of things she could have easily explained so people didn't think she was crazy, but she just refuses to do it. And even by the end of the movie, they think the same thing.
That she's crazy?
Yeah, like it's just like there's.
I thought there was enough witnesses.
Yeah, but there was witnesses. There's video surveillance, but they're still like, well, we don't know what quite happened here. No? You remember that? Anyway, we don't.
I don't think so, because in the SWAT, yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, my overall thoughts on this film, there's like 20 really solid minutes that take place right before the final act of this film that I really enjoyed. I thought that was the most thrilling part. It felt like they just tacked all of that in at the last second. It almost felt like reshoots gave us that. But I don't know. What are your final flicking thoughts, Amber?
I mean, I don't know that I'd watch it like 4 times, but
watch it for. We barely got through it once.
Yeah.
The movie is just like it kept going and going and going.
Like,
yeah.
It wasn't bad, but you know, it was a good movie. It was okay.
It's competently made.
Yeah.
I think
great actress.
The acting is what. Some of the storyline, like some of the story is good. Like 50% of it is like good. The first half is just, it's almost tedious to get through, and a lot of cliches. But overall, it's okay. I think I actually prefer Hollow Man when it comes to like My Invisible Man. That sounds weird. But anyway, guys, if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it down below in the comments section. It's like, for me, I would say this is sort of like a Netflix movie. Just watch it on Netflix one rainy day or something. The other thing I wanted to mention is a big thanks to everyone who joined me on the live stream this Tuesday. A lot of you showed up. I appreciate it. Look out for a new live stream this upcoming Tuesday. And a lot of other people joined my Patreon, and you guys gave me a lot of feedback on the new episode of the podcast, which, by the way, I'm doing a video version of the podcast. So if you want to see my stupid face for 2 hours talking about movies and some other weird stuff, definitely check that out. Link down below to my Patreon. Do you have anything you want to say, Amber? Because it's really cold and I want to run to the car.
You know, I think that kind of wraps it up.
Okay. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.